Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Monday, 27th February 2017. I am Fredicia Liebert. Team Nevis has captured the championship title of the 45th edition of the LIDC, which was held at the Nevis Performing Arts Center over the weekend. Here is more in this report.
Proposition Nevis, a score of 578 out of 780. Opposition Antigua, 489. I think I lost my hearing. This means that Team Nevis, the winners.
Lead debater for Team Nevis, Gabriella Brantley, and second speaker, Roger Williams, debated the moot, "The atrocity of our age is the billions of dollars spent on sports." Brantley also captured the best speaker for night 4 of the debates. Team Nevis debated for 3 consecutive nights beginning on Friday night when Roger Williams and Gabriella Brantley debated Team Montserrat. Nevis opposed the moot, "The global rise in anti-immigration sentiments is justified." Roger Williams captured best speaker in that debate. On Saturday night, Team Nevis proposed the topic, "The lack of emphasis on the arts will be detrimental to human development in the Caribbean," while Team Anguilla opposed the topic. Nevis was led again by Roger Williams, and second speaker was Kajal Smithen. The duo won that debate, with Smithen being adjudged best speaker. Kajal Smithen also was adjudged overall best speaker for the Leeward Islands debating competition. Team Antigua, who were reigning champions, received a bye and debated Team St. Kitts on Saturday evening on the moot, "Caribbean cybercrime legislation will lead to the suppression of free expression." The other teams in the 45th edition of the Leeward Islands debating competition were Montserrat and St. Martin, who were both knocked out in the first round of competition. Following the debates, the closing ceremony was held at the Nevis Performing Arts Center. The 2018 LIDC debates are scheduled for the British Virgin Islands. Nevis Television brought live broadcast for all 4 debates nightly. The official groundbreaking ceremony for the Cedar View Housing Development Project took place on Friday, 24th February at Madden's Estate, St. James Parish. The St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board in late January presented the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation with a $10 million loan to aid in the construction of 50 affordable project homes. Chairman of the Board of Directors is Oscar Walters.
That investments such as these are a blessing in multiple ways. They are blessed when the government repays the principal, and it always does. They are blessed when interest is paid on the loans. And the interest we will receive on this particular loan is better than what we would have received if the money was left in the bank. They are blessed through the creation of jobs, which means that more contributions will be collected and more persons can look forward to receiving benefits down the road. And of course, houses will be a blessing to the 50+ families who will receive their own homes.
Minister with responsibility for housing and land, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, made a special appeal to future homeowners.
We intend to build just about 30 houses on this particular property. Also, there are persons who have approached the corporation to build houses on their private lots or private land. So in all, we are hoping to build just about 50 houses. It is important for those persons who are going to secure a mortgage through the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union. Your job then is to repay that loan. Once you repay that loan, we'll be able to approach Social Security once again and perhaps double that to $20 million. Once we are successful with this particular this particular mortgage, then we'll be able to go back, and those who are not successful this time around will certainly be able to take advantage of future mortgages when the time comes.
Members of the Board of Directors and employees of the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation were also present at the groundbreaking ceremony and witnessed the official turning of the soil. The housing project measures 5.93 acres and consists of 31 lots, inclusive of a common area. Lot sizes within the housing development vary from 6,226 feet to 5,000 square feet. The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court is celebrating its 50th anniversary today, Monday, 27th February, under the theme Celebrating the Past, Embracing the Future. Earlier today, there was a special sitting at the High Court in Charlestown to mark the celebration of the 50th anniversary. Her Ladyship, the Honorable Madam Justice Lorraine Williams, spoke briefly of the history of the Supreme Court.
Our court has developed a rich and distinguished legacy and is considered to be fearless and independent, qualities which we value and honor and which are fundamental to the upholding of the rule of law and giving practical expression to the separation of powers doctrine. Of course, courts in all of our jurisdictions will at times make decisions that are not generally popular, but it is the independence of that decision-making, regardless of popular opinion, that is fundamental to our democracy. And so it is against this backdrop that we celebrate a very rich legacy which was started by a group of outstanding jurists who have taken the administration of justice in our respective countries from colonialism to independence and beyond. The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court is now a high-performing professional institution led by successive Chief Justices who have contributed immeasurably to the maintenance of the rule of law.
Her Ladyship then congratulated the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court for its invaluable contribution throughout the Caribbean.
On behalf of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court and Kitson Nevis Circuit, I congratulate the Court and our distinguished Chief Justice, named Justice Janice Herrera, and all of our eminent justices, past and current, who have served to strengthen the community's confidence in our judicial system and help underpin a sense of safety and well-being. Thank you sincerely for these indelible contributions. Judges of the court have been, judges and masters of the court have been and are as enthusiastic and as determined as the first set of justices of the Eastern Caribbean Court, which have given this court its reputation as a highly accomplished court. Likewise, the cooperation of the legal profession is as essential and integral to the efficiency of the court as it was 50 years ago.
The court was inaugurated on 27th February 1967, replacing the Supreme Court of the Windward and Leeward Islands, which served the territories of the Eastern Caribbean, now members of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, when the islands began their movement towards political independence from Britain. The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court has jurisdiction in Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the British Virgin Islands, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Montserrat and St. Kitts and Nevis. The court has gained renowned success as a superior court of record. Master Ralston Glasgow, as well as members of the Nevis Bar Association, were present at the special sitting. Still to come, Premier's Ministry to host Steel Pan Workshop. The details are after this break.
This April 7th and 8th, get yourself to Owali Beach for the 2017 Nevis Blues Festival. As the sun goes down, party to music by Ian Siegel, Deanna Boga, AJ Gent, and many more. Regular boat services will connect St. Kitts from Frigate Bay and Reggae Beach direct to the festival. Find out more at nevisblues.com.
Welcome back. The Premier's ministry in the Nevis Island administration has partnered with the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO to host a community-based steel pan workshop. Assistant Permanent Secretary in the Premier's ministry, who is also chairman of the project, Kevin Barrett, went into detail about how the workshop came to fruition.
This idea was something that was brought forward by the Premier, Honorable Vance Amory, and he's very much interested in having all of the constituencies and the various communities around Nevis starting very small steel pan groups. And he had approached Mr. Maynard, who is the UNESCO representative for St. Kitts Nevis, and Mr. Maynard, he came to Nevis, he met with the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Wakely Daniel, and myself, and we were able, with the help and the very good help of Mr. Rohan Claxton, we were able to put a proposal together. And UNESCO approved that proposal, and we are here today to start some workshops.
The Assistant Secretary also noted that Antonio Maynard, Secretary General of the St. Kitts and Nevis National Commission for UNESCO, was very helpful in seeing the project up and running. Coordinator of the workshop, Rohan Claxton, outlined the objective of the workshop.
The objective of the workshop is to train our elite crop of steel plant players on Nevis so that they can go out and assist in the startup of community steel plant groups around the island.
The workshop will be held on weekends and will run for 3 consecutive weekends beginning last Friday, 24th February. Facilitator of the workshop is steel panist and music arranger MJ Byron of St. Kitts.
This is something that I would have loved to have done here at home. St. Kitts and Nevis is where I call home. Here at home to spread the goodness of this instrument and to show that where this instrument can carry you and where this instrument can go and what you can do with this instrument. So I am very delightful and grateful for this opportunity to share what I've learned over the past 19 years of my life with this instrument.
The other members of the steering committee for the Community Steel Pan Group project comprises of Eric Evelyn, President of the Empire Sports and Social Club, Tracy Paris, Community Liaison Officer for the St. George's Parish, Zanella Claxton, Director of Youth Development, Keith Scarborough, Executive Officer of the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation, and Dominique Honders, the Secretary. The workshops will be held at Bath Hotel beginning at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Fridays and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. At the end of the workshop, the Gingerland community will be the first community that will be targeted to form a steel pan group. A number of persons turned out on Wednesday, February 22nd for the orientation of the newly launched Skills Training Empowerment Program, STEP, which is aimed at ensuring that STEP interns meet the labor market demands through a series of skills-based training. The interns were given an overview of the program and were encouraged by Osbert D'Souza, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister and Coordinator of STEP, to take the training seriously as the government fully supports the certification of all who are part of STEP. D'Souza said that he is of the strong view that locals have the same abilities as persons who enter the island seeking jobs, and as such, they should be given the necessary training needed to meet the local job market. He encouraged the interns to inform the relevant authorities should they encounter any challenges with the program so that a solution can be arrived at, as the aim is to get everyone to successfully complete the training. He said that the training the interns will receive will improve their standard of living. The training, which will commence on Monday, March 6th, will be facilitated by the National Training Skills Program (NTSP) with the support of the Technical and Vocational Education and Training TVET Council. The institution provides hands-on training in various occupational areas such as hospitality, building construction, beauty services, business administration, industrial maintenance, sewing, agro-processing, arts and graphics, and tailoring on both full-time and part-time basis. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredisa Liburd. Thank you for viewing.